Okay, this is the second video of a two-part video series. The first video, its YouTube title, will be in the description of this YouTube video. I'm in San Diego, California, and again, this is video number 2 of a two-part video series. Let me show you the date that I actually meant to show on the first video, and I forgot to, because I started talking and then ended up forgetting to. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm showing you the icon picture of this phone in order so you can see the time and date that these statements are being made on at 7:11 p.m. on June 15, 2014. And I'm going to use a feature in this phone called the voice command feature. Okay, and it enables the phone to state the date electronically. I'm gonna play it once for the camera, and then I'm gonna play it once for the digital tape recorder that's recording my statements as I'm speaking.
Say a command. June 15th, Sunday, 7:11 p.m. June 15th, Sunday, 7:11 p.m.
Okay, now the reason why I'm showing you this video picture on my cell phone and also using the voice command feature to enable the phone to state the date electronically is because maybe some of the statements I might make in this video might be prediction. In fact, I am going to have to make some verbal predictions in this particular video pertaining to the organized stalking and gang stalking. I have to say this the right way for legal purposes. Am I being gang stalked? Hold on. Inside the biomedical library over at UCSD campus? That's a question. Okay. And, okay, so this is the second part, again, like I've stated, of a two-part video series. If you watch the first video, you will completely the first video's got evidence in it. Literal audio evidence, okay, of me being gang stalked. Undisputable evidence, and also some statements concerning the perpetrators and the places that the target individual, concerning the perpetrators who are hosting these criminal realities and the places that the target individual can experience it at. Now this particular video is going to have, I'm going to backtrack and make a statement for a second. Right now, just in the last minute, I showed you proof of today's date and time, and this statement is as follows in reference to the prediction. Let's see, okay, let's see how soon it will happen concerning me being banned either from the entire campus of UCSD and or any of their libraries, definitely including the biomedical library. Am I being gang stalked in that library? Okay, do gang stalking expeditions stage events, stage events towards the targeted individual? And what do I mean by that? Go to Google right now, if you feel inclined to do so, and type in the following words in the way to describe them, so you can research the factual reality online that's all over the internet pertaining to the fact that organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions do stage events towards organized stalking, gang stalking targets. And basically what I'm saying is that they will stage a complaint, and then and even multiple complaints using different people, so they can make it appear that they have a normal, legitimate appearing reason and excuse to ban the target from the place where these staged complaints are happening at. Staged events and staged complaints are called street daters and gang stalking expedition. That's the term that you need to Google. And when they stage events, they will also stage the witnesses. Let me give you a case in point concerning the factual realities of what has happened to me personally. Now, it's going to be a little bit detailed, so just bear with me, but in order for you to see what I'm talking about, and I apologize, I don't have the name of the YouTube videos in my physical presence right now, but I literally just got back to this area, and I haven't even eaten my dinner yet. But trust me, over time, in fact, all you got to do is go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Gang Stalked at USD. Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalker Admitting Sent to Harass Read Comments. Now, I want you to listen to the following, and if you feel inclined to be able to understand that the following is evidence, take notes concerning the dates and the descriptions concerning how these dates matter in reference to the evidence that I described. On November, it was either November, I think it was around November 11th, I could be mistaken by a day or two or maybe just a week. On USD campus in San Diego, I made a video on their campus as I was waiting for one of their shuttles. The actual video as I was standing at the shuttle stop, and I was stating in the video that I was being gaslighted. Gaslighting is a term that describes gang stalking harassment. Google it, and you can YouTube it as well. Okay, I was stating on their campus in this video that was made November 2011 that I was being gaslighted with specific physical gestures on USD campus by their library staff, reference staff, and students, and other individuals on their campus. Okay, then, okay, so write that date down. Okay, just write down about November, I think it was around November 11th, 2011. Now, on December 5th, 2011, I made a same exact kind of identical video at a bus stop right across the street from Stonecrest Plaza Walmart, okay, that I was putting up with these physical gestures along my routes as well. On bus routes, I was talking about how I was putting up with it at universities. I was talking about how gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking. That video was uploaded, okay, and it was made on December 5th, 2011 and uploaded the next day, December 6th, 2011. Then, on January 28th, 2012, almost 2 full complete months later from when the December 5th video was made and then uploaded on December 6th, I caught 3 teenagers admitting that they were put on the 928 bus, which was the bus route dedicated to where that bus stop was at, that I was sitting at when I made the December 5th video. I made the December 5th video at the 928 bus stop. Okay? That's right. And I even made a statement in that video that here comes MTS bus, the bus route that I was assaulted on. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. That's right. And make sure you thoroughly and extensively and slowly and meticulously research everything that is in the description of that YouTube video, and you'll literally be able to see that I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred in an email file that was printed and then scanned, put in a PDF form, and then attached in a blog, and those blogs are in the description of that YouTube video of me being assaulted. Then go to Google and YouTube and type in learning disabled woman exposes how MTS assault video is altered. Getting back to the January 28, 2012 concerning what happened on that date. I literally caught 3 teenagers admitting that they were put on the 928 bus route to engage in these physical gestures. Now think about this. If you went to Google and MapQuested USD's address, and then MapQuested the Stonecrest Plaza Walmart address, because that bus stop, I made that December 5th, 2011 video, was right at the bus stop, right across the street from that Walmart. Okay? Now, when you look at how I made just these 2 videos alone, okay, months before I caught these 3 teenagers admitting that they were put on the 928 bus route, the same bus route I was assaulted on, to engage in these physical gestures of me, concerning the fact that I was already on the bus, and then they were put on the bus, same bus as I was on it, down the road. In other words, I was already on the bus route, I was literally on the bus, going along its route, and then they placed the 3 teenagers to get on the bus after I was already on it, and traveling on it. And then once they got on it, they sat intentionally directly in front of me to engage in these physical gestures. Then I got off the bus and went to Hazard Center trolley station, took the Hazard Center Green Line trolley to SDSU, spent the day there, then got back on the Green Line shuttle to take me back to Hazard Center, rode my bike from the Hazard Center trolley station across the street at Friars and Frazee Road to wait for the 928 bus, got on the bus, and the same three teenagers were on the bus route. And I didn't notice them because I sat at the front of the bus, they were on the back of the bus. Okay, and I was reading also my newspaper. Then when I got off the bus at the Stonecrest Plaza Walmart, they got off the bus as well and were making a bunch of noise. So I turned around and noticed them as a result of hearing them, and I said, "Aren't you the 3 teenagers that were on the bus route earlier?" They said, "Yeah." I go, "What's up with you guys putting your hands to your face like this?" I go, "What's that all about?" Now, go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalker Admitting Sent to Harass, Read Comments," which means look at everything in the description of that YouTube video, and as a result of doing that, you will literally be able to see that one video that was made on December 5th. Pay attention to the upload dates, and I can prove that the 3 teenagers admitted to what they admitted to because it was caught on a tape recorder, and the tape recorder reflects the time and date. So think about this. When you MapQuest the addresses from USD to Stonecrest Plaza Walmart, and you see, okay, the distance of these 2 places, and then eventually I'll find the YouTube title of that YouTube video that was made at USD in November of 2011, you'll be able to clearly be able to see that the crime was already happening to me before I caught the 3 teenagers, which means that it's a crime that's happened more than once, which makes it a felony. which means that I can wide openly sue the San Diego Police Department for gross negligence of duty in reference to them in my face denying my right to make a police report concerning this crime over 19 times. Okay? That's right. Now, think about this. I have literally been subject to this criminal reality for so long and so much. I have literally been able to deduce how these filthy whores operate. Hold on a second. So the following statements are made in the name of every single targeted individual who has not survived this crime, who is experiencing this crime and might not even have a name concerning it, so they can't make sense of it. Because if you have a name about a specific type of thing that might be happening to you, then you can research it in order to make sense of it. There's a lot of targeted individuals that are experiencing this crime that don't even know that what is happening to them is gang stalking, so they can't make mental sense about how it all can be happening, which causes further psychological victimization and traumatization. That's right. That's right. You would not believe the filthy crimes that are attached to these expeditions by complete strangers in reference to the targeted individual does not know at all the individuals who are managing the actual harassment. They might be able to identify some people that infiltrated their lives, or they might believe that an ex-spouse did it to them or whatever. The point I'm trying to make is this, is that even community members don't even know that what's happened, that gang stalking exists. Now, what I do is I look at how these filthy whores operate based on experience and educated knowledge. Knowledge is data based on facts. That's right. Now, when you cross-reference experience to knowledge, you can then begin to understand how these filthy little sewer rats operate. You can identify their tactics, their methods, their maneuvers. You can eventually become aware of their motivations and the employment descriptions that are more than at least protecting these expeditions, like certain police departments, certain police officers, possibly members in the district attorney's office, possibly members in the prosecutor's office, even members in the state attorney's office. That's right. Once you begin to be able to start identifying the places you're being gang stalked, because organized stalking and gang stalking targets are harassed by the business community like you would not believe. Now, you might find that hard to believe, but listen to this. Make sure that you look at in the description of this YouTube video for the first YouTube title, because I talk a lot about how this harassment, in part, is achieved. Okay? And so for the sake of me not having to reiterate myself, please look at that YouTube video. Now, organized stalking and gang stalking is already happening in the business community towards employees by their fellow employees. Except when it's happening towards an employee where they work at, it's called work mobbing. Google that. So you'll automatically be able to deduce that this crime is happening already in the business community. So when a targeted individual enters a business and they're harassed by business employees, management, and even security guards at business plazas, you can clearly see how it's done. That's right. Again, please look in the description of this YouTube video for a YouTube title concerning this two-part video series, because I exposed some of the ways that they can manage all this harassment for the targeted individual to experience. Now, when a targeted individual becomes educated based on experience and educated knowledge, they can then start to filter through how these idiots operate, the employment descriptions that are used for it, and the employment descriptions that are used for the protection of it. And then what they can do is start itemizing and categorizing what they do, how they do it, and how it's protected. They can look at the perpetrator's limitations pertaining to the actual perpetrators and the identified police officers who denied their rights to make police reports. They can identify places they've been gang stalked at and individuals who assisted in it. No matter how much they lie about it, and no matter how much they want to try to imply that a target individual is crazy concerning it. Understand, these filthy whores have limitations. Because if you go down to a DA's office and say that you're a human trafficking target because I'm a gang stalking target, okay? And if they won't sit down and honestly listen to you and honestly, uncorruptedly investigate it, then that leaves them wide open to public scrutiny. And then if the crime continues towards you while you're obtaining evidence in between that it's undistributably happening to you, then you can expose their filthy little criminal sewer rat asses for what they didn't do. This is one of their limitations, because they are an employment description that's supposed to be protecting you. Same thing goes for the police. Now, they got fears about being exposed. So fear is a limitation. Okay? Stroking that fear causes them to act out more in order to try and just traumatize the target to where they'll give up, or maybe try to leave the area or the community in order to try to escape what's happening to them in that community. Seasoned, educated, targeted individuals know that it doesn't matter where they go. Okay, I could leave here right now and go to any other state, and I would be gang stalked from this state to that state. Google that, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. I was gang stalked to here in San Diego from Connecticut. That's right. That's right. That's right. And if you look in the description of that in the description of this YouTube video to watch the first video, you'll see that I was gang stalked from here to Eagle Valley, which is 169 miles away from this location. That's right, in 2012. So that'll automatically be able to show you, because what I downloaded in that video is evidence that I was gang stalked in Eagle Valley in the same exact way that I'm being gang stalked here in La Jolla. Now, what I'm basically saying is that these people who are perpetrating these criminal realities, who are also connected to the syndicate, and who can also be influenced to do things for the syndicate, police officers, police departments, judges, prosecutors, district attorney's office members, okay, social services workers, even social security workers, okay, these individuals are in employment descriptions who are supposed to be helping victims of crime. Now, they don't like to be exposed because they already know that what they're doing is criminal activity. So what they're going to try and do is beat the target down mentally and physically and financially in order to steer them to environments as a result of the effects of the circumstances of the destitution, and by wearing the target out mentally to cause a mental collapse and mental deterioration, and physically by creating homelessness of them, and financially to where the target cannot even feed themselves. This is where the social services will come into play, taking away your food stamps, your health insurance. Social Security can play a role. They can take a target off of Social Security. That's right, that's right. You would not believe what I know. The whole goal for them is to break the target down through the non-stop harassment, the periodic assaults that happen in between, the created homelessness, which creates a bunch of physical exhaustion and mental exhaustion. So basically what I'm saying is that these criminals know they're involved in criminal activity. That's right. Which means they got to make sure that their ass stays protected, and the fear that's generated as a result of them being exposed on the internet, which makes them more transparent in their methods. Because, look, when you're exposed in an agency, a department, a police officer, or a police department, okay, or a doctor or a judge that's connected to this shit, or a university campus and their employees, including library staff, what they want to do is limit that exposure. And the way they do that is they stage events in order to ban you from these places. They'll stage events in order to create arrest, stage events in order to petition the target in the county mental health. They will do and stage an event that will cause the target to be banned from a store, because their whole goal is to motivate a target to move from one community to another to wear them down, and to cause the target individual to not be able to be physically attentive to go after these people in the community that they're operating in. It's all about deflecting them from being physically available to go after them. Now, in order for them to achieve this, they got to be physically participants in it, in reference to who they're going to use for these staged events, staged complaints, staged accusations. Basically, what I'm saying is they don't like exposure. They have fear concerning it, because the public's going to start asking questions about why is this being allowed and why is this happening. That's right. And they know it, and they know they're being exposed because cyber surveillance is a method of these crimes. So what they'll do as a result of the fear of the continued exposure is they will escalate their campaign. If you predict what they're going to do next as a result of them doing it, because they're escalating the campaign in order to break the target down, you can predict what they're going to do next, and then when they do it, you catch it on video and audio file. Then once you start accumulating evidence concerning how everything you predict comes true, you have in-your-face evidence to anybody that this criminal reality is happening to you, intentionally, being managed covertly, and then you can at least prove gross negligence of duty of the police, who will not file a police report on your behalf in reference to you being a victim of this crime. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. I made this video file in order to be able to show fellow target individuals that they do have power by using their own techniques pertaining to these criminal expeditions. Let me give you a case in point. There's a book right now concerning a fellow target individual that was on Coast to Coast National Radio Show on Valentine's Day 2013. His name is Mike Bell. As he is on this national radio show, he's literally talking about being gang stalked and subjected to organized stalking expeditions, how he's being subjected to them along all of his routes everywhere he goes. And then while he was being interviewed by George Norrie and a guy who was also on the show as this broadcast was occurring, Roger Tulsis, okay, Michael Bell was talking about how he wrote a book. That title of that book is called The Invisible Crime. You can buy it at Amazon. You can go and order it at any cooperating bookstore. And then when it comes in, notice how in that book, he literally talks about how you can predict what these individuals might do next on either a video file or a tape recorder, and then catch what's predicted once it occurs, and then expose it online. I've been doing that since 2006. Okay? Let me give you an example about what I put up with. I want you to listen to this, and listen to it closely. This is an actual, segment of an audio file of me being harassed right across the street, right up the street on Thanksgiving Day 2013. I want you to listen to how these individuals are saying gang stalk together, then gang stalking, and then gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up, as they're harassing me. Just listen. Now, this event occurred on Thanksgiving Day 2013 in La Jolla. What you're about ready to hear now is individuals constantly and repetitively saying gang stalk, and other ones saying, oh my God, right before and after gang stalk was said. How they're repeatedly saying it, and then a woman just flat out says gang stalking. This occurred on a Yucca Valley bus on December 10th, 2012, almost one full complete year earlier than this event occurred on Thanksgiving Day in La Jolla, 2013. Yucca Valley is 169 miles away from La Jolla. That's right. What you're about ready to hear is video of the same exact method being said around me on a Yucca Valley bus in Yucca Valley, California, Landers bus route on December 10th. Well, let me just look at the options again. The file information concerning the date December 11th, 2012. Almost one full complete year before this Thanksgiving event. And Yucca Valley is 169 miles away from La Jolla. Just listen to how you hear individuals say gang stalk, and then when gang stalk or gang stalker is said, how individuals are saying, oh my God, right before and after. And I explained why they're doing this in the first video. And then a woman just flat out says gang stalking. Just listen.
Well, look at that car right there. So cute. To the left, it just turned. Those little French cars. Right now. Jeez.
You first child?
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully
I got my good one. I'll take the whole thing. The first one, the rock is going to hold it.
She never cried.
I'm going to go hang it on in my,
She's already talking.
I'm going to take my American flag out, little kind of flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window ammo. I wish I did these things right. Oh, yeah. When they look at Rich. Oh, yeah, that might work. Now, it's American flag.
You know, I'm going to be really mad if you stop right here, because we could have...
Yeah, we are.
They say in 15 years we'll be putting RFID chips in all newborns.
We could have not walked all the way to
You know what
Walmart from
RFID chip
the
is?
Social Security
It's
office.
a radio
There's so many buses that go.
It's a radio frequency identification implant.
And L1.
You ain't never heard of that? Google it. Yeah. If you got kids, you should.
I hope they're going.
Alright, now the reason why I'm making this video is I'm going to be able to literally, I'm going to tell you something right now. When I am banned from UCSD, either from their libraries or their entire campus, either permanently or for a year, it'll be done in order to make it appear, because they know I'm going to sue them. They know for a fact that I'm going to sue them. So when an individual, when they become aware that a person is going to sue them, well, do you honestly think for 1 second that go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in libraries, and then organized stalking or gang stalking in universities? Look at how many Google generated responses come up. Just look at them. Okay, and do you really think that that's an accident when you observe how many numeric responses come up? Okay. All you got to do is even just use your common sense. Now, I've already talked about street theaters, which are staged events, and when they stage an event, they will also stage the witnesses. They will stage complaints, accusations, in order to make it appear that the banning of the target individual is being done for normal appearing reasons and excuses. Because they feel that all they got to do is stage these complaints and events, ban the target individual from campus or their library, either permanently or for a year, and then they can just wash their hands of what they've been involved in. They can also believe that they can then depend on the letters that were handed to the target that is explaining to the target that they're being banned. That way they can present these letters in court once the target individual sues them. Now, you might think to yourself, how do they know that the target individual is going to sue them? Because I've literally told campus safety to their face that I'm planning on suing the UCSD. To their face. Okay? Now, do you honestly think for 1 minute that I have caught gang stalking being said around me constantly everywhere I go, every single day for 2 years, at least 150 times it being caught at UCSD by employees in their Club Med restaurant? Have I caught it being said by biomedical library staff? Excuse me. Have I caught it being said around me at the Price Center? Every single bit of evidence that I have caught, I predicted before it was caught, either in audio files and or video files. And I am predicting right now that they will, including the next time I go there, attempt to start using people to complain about me. Somebody got up and complained about me today just for typing. Okay? And then the biomedical library staff personnel walked up to me and said, look, he goes, you're typing way too loud. Now, all they have to do is attempt to try any university that knows they're going to be sued by somebody that is possibly involved in gang stalking. All they got to do is engage in gang stalking methods, staging events and staging complaints in order to make it appear that they have a normal appearing reason to ban you. On November 20th, 2013, me, Leslie Williams, caught a UCSD library security guard admitting to me in a hidden running tape recorder that a staged complaint can cause me to be banned. The director of library security was told about this in an email, and she did not do one thing about it. Not one thing. Why? You know, if you take the time, whoever's watching this video, if they feel inclined to do so, to extensively and exhaustively research these criminal realities on the internet, and you will become aware of the heinous, filthy, extent of what is happening to us organized stalking, gang stalking targeted individuals. You can then think to yourself, why are you paying your taxes for your local police department, for these public universities, for these criminal expeditions to be going on against completely innocent people? Why? This is only happening because it's being allowed for by the public. I'm not blaming the public, because I know that everybody's got a right to stay to themselves and to not get involved in anything that might be happening to somebody, whether it's corrupt or not. I agree with that. But you see, here's the thing, and I'm not trying to lay no guilt trip on anybody, because everybody's got a right to make their choices. I mean, 100%. The point I'm trying to make is this, is that these individuals okay, are using students and staff for these for these expeditions. And if you extensively and exhaustively research these crimes, you will come to understand that there's an extreme likelihood that the individuals that they're using are eventually one day going to become targets. Now, human trafficking is directly connected to these criminal realities. All four different forms of insurance fraud, finance co-opting, land co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, human trafficking, sexual servitude rings, forced labor, and since targeted individuals are covertly blacklisted from employment, the target of the crime, unless they become aware that what's happening to them is gang stalking, will never be able to make sense of what's actually happening to them. This crime can literally happen to anybody. Is your community safe as a result of these crimes happening? No, it's not at all. You would not believe what I know. And I'm not making these statements because of emotionalism or high-minded ideas. I have been on national radio shows exposing this crime, as well as other targeted individuals have as well. This crime has been covered on local news broadcasts, okay? And in closing, I'm literally going to show you how it's been covered on local news broadcasts. This right here is it being, you can go to YouTube right now and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids to literally see the video of this audio.
This story on our website, kcba.com. Due to not police call it bullying on steroids. We're talking about gang stalking, but it actually has nothing to do with the gangs that you first think of. Southern Coast News reporter Candace Lynn learned more about the trend and how it's getting more dangerous because of the internet. It makes me so afraid.
Lawrence Gazino claims his neighbors are gang stalking him because he plays loud music late at night and is outspoken. He said for the last year and a half he's been systematically followed by a group of people. At one point he said they climbed on his roof to harass him. Gazino said he's developed a paranoia that's devastated his relationships with friends and, worst of all, family.
That's the worst part of it. If it was me, I would take action.
Santa Cruz Police Lieutenant Larry Richards said police are becoming more aware of gang stalking because of cyberbullying. But what is gang stalking? Basically, the victims could be driving their car or talking on their phones or walking the streets when a group of people try to systematically terrorize them. Richards said gang stalking is nothing new, but new technology is making it more common.
Gang stalking itself, they have elevated themselves to technology. So this is something that's been going on before the age of Facebook, Twitter, those other social websites. They just now have gone into those areas.
Okay, now, I'm going to say something in closing here. And I got to say it creatively. I am being gang stalked on UCSD campus. Here's the thing. UCSD campus, okay, is a public university, which means that a huge portion of individuals that pay their property taxes, and I guess maybe even some other kind of taxes like sales tax or maybe income tax, part of those taxes go to fund that university campus. Any individual can go there. They don't have to be a student in order to use their public library services, okay? Because they're paid for by taxpayer dollars. These individuals that work in university campuses and their libraries literally believe and act in a way, literally act in a way, and they think in a way, literally, because of what I've observed on different university campuses, that they not only have a right to do this, okay, but that the target individual has nerve concerning what they're experiencing, concerning what they're exposing, concerning what they're experiencing. In other words, these individuals literally act like they have a right to not only do what they're doing, but they literally have the posture and the attitude and the mentality that this is their library and no one has the right to expose about what's happening to them by us. They literally believe that they have a right to do what they're doing. They literally